Imagine creating one of the biggest car brands in history, only to be pushed out before you could truly enjoy its success. Your name helps build a company worth billions. Your ideas changed the automobile industry forever. And yet, years later, someone else owns everything you created. This isn't the story of a failed businessman. It's the story of a brilliant mechanic, a fearless race car driver, and one of the most talented automotive minds America has ever produced. His name was Louis Chevrolet. Ironically, millions of people know the name Chevrolet. Very few know the man behind it. And once you hear what happened to him, you'll understand why his story is one of the greatest business ironies ever. Long before luxury cars and giant factories, Louis Chevrolet was just a young boy, born in Switzerland in 1878. His family wasn't wealthy. Like many families of the time, they worked hard simply to survive. As a teenager, Louis became fascinated with bicycles and machinery. He wasn't interested in becoming famous. He simply loved figuring out how machines worked. That curiosity led him to work as a bicycle mechanic in France. Every broken part was like a puzzle. Every repair taught him something new, without realizing it. He was preparing himself for an industry that was still in its infancy. Cars barely existed, but Louis could already see the future. In 1900, Louis made a life-changing decision. He moved to the United States. America was growing fast. Factories were expanding. New inventions appeared almost every year. It was the perfect place for someone who loved machines. Louis quickly found work repairing automobiles. People noticed something unusual. Not only could he fix cars, he could drive them faster than almost anyone else. Back then, racing wasn't just entertainment. It was advertising. If a car won races, people believed it was reliable enough to buy. Louis became one of America's greatest race drivers. His fearless style earned headlines across the country. Soon, manufacturers wanted him behind the wheel of their cars. His reputation kept growing, and eventually, one powerful businessman took notice. His name was William Durant. William Durant wasn't an engineer. He was a businessman, a salesman, a master promoter. He had already helped build General Motors, but after losing control of the company, he desperately wanted a way back. He believed one thing could help him do it: a famous name. Louis Chevrolet was already one of America's biggest racing stars. People trusted him. If Durant built a car carrying the Chevrolet name, customers would immediately pay attention. So in 1911, the two men joined forces. Together, they created the Chevrolet Motor Company. It sounded like the perfect partnership. Durant handled the business. Louis handled the engineering. But beneath the surface, problems were already beginning. Louis believed cars should be powerful, fast, and beautifully engineered. He wanted premium automobiles, cars that impressed people with performance. Durant thought differently. He wanted affordable cars that millions of ordinary Americans could buy. The disagreement grew worse every month. They weren't just arguing over designs. They were arguing over the future of the company itself. Eventually, the partnership became impossible. Only a few years after helping create Chevrolet, Louis walked away. Or, more accurately, he sold his shares. At the time, it probably seemed reasonable. No one could predict what would happen next. That single decision would cost him a fortune. Soon after Louis left, William Durant completely changed Chevrolet's direction. Instead of building expensive performance cars, he focused on affordable vehicles for everyday families. Sales exploded. Chevrolet became one of the fastest-growing automobile companies in America. Durant used Chevrolet's incredible success to buy back control of General Motors. Then something historic happened. Chevrolet officially became part of GM, the company that carried Louis. Chevrolet's name was now growing into one of the biggest automobile brands in the world. But Louis wasn't part of it anymore. He had already sold his ownership. He watched from the sidelines as the company, bearing his own name, became richer every year. Meanwhile, he received almost none of the wealth. Louis refused to give up. He continued designing engines. He started new businesses. He even built racing cars with his brothers. His engineering talent never disappeared, but success proved much harder to repeat. The automobile industry was changing quickly. Competition became fierce. Many small companies failed. Unfortunately, Louis's later businesses struggled financially. One after another, they collapsed. The man whose name appeared on millions of cars was finding it increasingly difficult to build lasting success. As the years passed, Louis Chevrolet faded from public attention. His health declined. Money became scarce. Eventually, he took work as a mechanic. Think about that for a moment. The founder whose name appeared on one of America's most famous car brands ended up repairing cars for a living. Many people around him probably had no idea who he really was. In 1941, Louis Chevrolet died at the age of 63. He never experienced the incredible fortune that his own name helped create. Today, Chevrolet sells millions of vehicles around the world. The brand is recognized almost everywhere. Yet the man behind the name never enjoyed the empire he helped build. Louis Chevrolet's story isn't really about cars, it's about ownership. Many talented people know how to build incredible products. Far fewer understand how to protect what they've built. Business isn't only about creating something valuable, it's also about keeping enough ownership to benefit when that value grows. History has repeated this lesson countless times. Inventors lose companies, founders lose control, visionaries create fortunes they never get to enjoy. Louis Chevrolet became one of the earliest and most famous examples. His engineering skills changed the automobile industry forever. His name became one of the strongest brands in history, but the business he helped create belonged to someone else. And that's why, more than a century later, his story still fascinates people around the world. Because sometimes, building something great isn't enough. You also have to keep it. If you enjoyed this business story, subscribe for more incredible stories about the founders, entrepreneurs, and business empires that shaped the modern world. Because behind every famous company, there's usually a story you've never heard.